What up, guys? The Bench Buddies are back with our usual Week 6 NFL picks and preview. We got our special guest, B Corb, joining the show here.
What's up?
How you doing, man?
Pretty good. How about you?
We'll get right into our picks last week. Ethan, big winner, and I was the big loser last week. But Ethan, 12-4, pretty good performance.
Yeah. I mean, we're finally getting in a rhythm with the weeks. You can kind of predict the games a little bit better now. So hopefully we can just build on this, and we're gonna have a really good season. We're only one game apart, so $20 is on the line.
Guest picks. This is what you got to beat. You got to beat 12-4 or 75%. Now the teams are on bye weeks. He's gone. Well, he's still there somewhere. But Hunter came close. He took his hometown Lions, and that really screwed him over last week, you could say. But we're gonna get on to the teams on the bye. You got all the teams that kind of lower end of their division or had some injury troubles already. Yep. But not too much to say here. And Ethan, why do we all take the Bucs here? I feel like it's
all right. So we all obviously took the Bucs last night. It's just the better team in the better spot. You can't really not take Tom Brady in prime time. So pretty obvious pick here. We all went with the Bucs. So let's just move on to the next game. Get into these Sunday games.
All right, Ethan. We'll start with you again. You're the only one taking the Dolphins here. They actually have a win this year.
And I'm taking the Dolphins, and I'll tell you why I'm taking the Dolphins. The Jaguars are just not good. They can't move the ball on offense. They can't stop anybody on defense. The Dolphins were you guys got to remember, the Dolphins were a playoff team last year. They're right in the mix. They're still good, tough start. But I think they're better than that 1-4 record shows, and I think they're going to get on a little rhythm, especially in London.
B Corp, why are you going with the Jaguars here?
Honestly, I think the Dolphins are pretty bad this year. The quarterback's injured, and I think the Jags need a win at some point this year. And I think today or Sunday is going to be the day because I don't know, they're playing a pretty terrible team, if you ask me, and I think it's possible.
And it's a London game, so that helps.
Yeah.
Too.
I'll talk here. I know B Corp, this was a tough pick for you.
He's going for the win.
Yeah, he's going for the win, not the bias here. Not like Hunter last week. But Packers have been rolling ever since after week 1. And you could say the same about the Bears once they officially named Fields the starter. They haven't really let him loose. They've kind of bottled him up, but this might be a week where they might let him go. Just because it's a rivalry game at home too, especially. And it's a divisional game, and you got to win your divisional games. And if the Bears can get this done, they'll be in first place in the NFC North after week 6. I bet you not too many people would have thought of that. But we're all going with the Packers. I think it's just too much for the Bears to overcome, but it should be a great game.
Should be a very good game.
Oh, definitely. I think it'll be close.
Bengals. We're all obviously the Lions are a really tough team. They've been a tough out in every game, but it's really hard to pick the Lions when they're 0-5. And I think I agree with the whole, they're going to need to get a win at some point, but I don't think this is the week. I think the Bengals are playing a little bit too good of an offensive game plan. I think they have a little bit too good of a game plan right now with Zach Taylor and Joe Burrow, all the young guys. So I got the Bengals in this one.
Yeah, they played great against the Packers last week, and I can't see them losing to the Lions after playing that good against the Packers.
All right, we got the battle of the 1-4s. Texans, not too much, but maybe Davis Mills is the guy. Who knows? Last week had a huge week, but he just doesn't really have too much help other than Brandon Cooks. And with the struggle in their defense, I couldn't tell you one guy who's on their defense now that Watt's gone. And I think this is just a game the Colts need to win as well. And Wentz needs to prove himself as a starter in Indy, and I think he'll get it done this week.
Yeah, I'm on the same page as you. Colts just a better roster. We're all going with the Colts, so obviously we all feel about the same way. Colts are just a better team.
Yeah, they played a lot of good teams this year too, so that affects their 1-4 record.
For sure. Another clean sweep. Rams over the Giants. Giants have played in a lot of close games. Maybe they could sneak in. I think 9.5 point favorite might be a little steep. It's hard to lose by 9.5 points in the NFL, but Rams are a really good team. They should get the win this week. Not much else to say about it, in my opinion.
The only thing worth noting is Saquon and Daniel Jones. If they're healthy, it could be a good game. But if not, I'd expect that 9.5 to be raised up a little bit once that's officially confirmed.
Yeah, I doubt Saquon will play with that ankle though. That looked pretty bad.
Yeah,
it's not this week.
All right, we'll start with you, B Corb.
What's this about,
over the Kansas City Chiefs.
Honestly, I think the Washington football team's defense is better than everyone says they are right now. They got Young, he's pretty good defensive lineman, and I don't know, the Chiefs have been looking pretty terrible this year, and their offense hasn't even been looking that good. So if Heineke can play well, I think they have a chance of winning this game. They have a lot of stars on their offense with Gibson, McLaurin, so I think they have a shot.
Yeah, I agree with some of the points there. I think the Washington defense is really good, like you said. That defensive line is going to give them fits, but the Chiefs are good for like 2 freebie touchdowns, and I don't think the Washington football team's offense can stay with them in this game. I think I'm taking the over. I would take the over in this one. I don't see him stopping them, even with them not playing as well. I can't see the Chiefs going 2-4. So big win for the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm with
Zach,
you
what are you
there.
thinking?
I'm with you there. I can't see him going to 2-4 just because I feel like Mahomes wouldn't know what to do with himself when he's 2 games under 500. He's never, experienced something like this already. And before this year, he's never lost a game in September. So a lot of different things going through Mahomes, diversity and how he can handle it. And this is a big game on diversity. So if they can get this one, I think, which they will, they'll definitely get back on track heading back in to week 7.
You guys went with the Panthers, but I went with the Vikings. So I'm going with the Vikings, which is weird that they're the favorite here on the road. I think that the Panthers have been playing a little bit worse football these last couple of weeks after that really good. Were they a 3-0 start or were they 3-1? 3-0. So a 3-0 start. They've been not playing too well. McCaffrey's out again. It's looking like so. Dalvin's coming back. I'm taking the Vikings. Kirk Cousins can't look as bad as he has the last few weeks, so I'm taking the Vikings in this one.
I like Sam Darnold. They didn't have a very good week last week against the Eagles, but I feel like they got to have a statement win this week to keep in the running for the division. They got a tough division with the Bucs on there, so I think they can win this game. I think their offense is definitely affected big time by McCaffrey being injured, but I think they still got good wide receivers, and I think they can get it done.
Yeah, that's why I'm going with the Panthers. Same with you, and I'm expecting Sam Darnold to have a bounce back week. He played really bad last week, and the week before he was really good against the Cowboys defense. This year, who's really surprised all of us in being really good this year. But I think this is a Sam Darnold defying game here. Because if they can get this win, go to 4-2, the people will start to think the Panthers will be kind of legitimate going into the later ends of the year. But if they fall that's a 3-game losing streak and could result in something else.
Chargers Ravens could be the game of the week, in my opinion. Other than that, maybe the Bills and Titans, which would be a really good game as well. I'm taking the Ravens in this one. I think that Lamar coming off that big passing game. I think this game's going to be really close. Chargers have looked great this year. I just got the home field advantage. I think the running game is going to be huge. And that's why I'm taking Baltimore. I think both teams are great, and I think it'll be a really good game, but that's just what I think on this one.
What I think on that is I think this is going to be a shootout. Hammer the over. You got to hammer the over on this one. Over is called only. And Justin Herbert will have a monster game. Same with Lamar. It's going to be at least 30s, 40s for sure. But I think the Chargers will prevail at the end because they don't look like the same old Chargers where they blow it at the end if they come back. And I think this Charger team is going to make a huge statement win and declare themselves the best team in the AFC after this week.
Wow, bold take there.
Yeah. And I've been really high on this Charger team since day one, and I think they're just going to keep it rolling and take a victory in Baltimore.
I like the Chargers offense a lot. They have a lot of weapons, and I think they can win this game big.
Oh, I'll start this one with the Browns here.
Browns
have had 2 tough losses this year, coming to Kansas City week 1. Got to get all the rust and kinks out. And last week on the road against the Chargers, which was a great game, they just unfortunately couldn't score when they needed it most. And now they finally get a home game against a really good team. And I think this is the week that the Cardinals are destined to lose. Last week they were pretty bad against San Francisco, but still squeaked a win in. And, I just think that every team's going to lose at least once, twice, potentially 3 times a year. And this is just a game that I think I can see the Cardinals losing.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I could see the Cardinals losing this one, but just like you said with the Browns, when they needed to score, they just couldn't score. And I've been saying this earlier, like the Browns in the 2-minute warning, in the 2-minute drills, they just have not been good, mostly because of Baker. And I think if they have a lead going into the 4th quarter and they're in control of the game, I think the Browns will have this game. But if not, I got the Cardinals. And I'm kind of leaning towards the Cardinals. Really close, but I'm going with the Cardinals.
Yeah, I don't trust Baker enough to put him over the Cardinals. That's about it for me. I don't think he's good enough to beat the Cardinals.
All right. All right. So
I guess I'll start it again here. The Raiders, the whole situation with John Gruden, and I don't want to really get too in depth on that, but a lot of people already know what happened. And I think this is going to be a statement win for the Raiders that they don't need him and they're better off without him. I think they're going to handle the adversity really well. And, this Broncos team is either hit or miss every week. I mean, you could say that about every team, but the Broncos especially, just because, the offense could be clicking on all cylinders and put up 35, or they could put up 6. And I think that's going to be one of those games just because the Raiders, they have a defense where it's not mediocre, but a little better than average. And you saw last week, the Bears stifled them. And I just think it's just going to continue here. And that's why I'm going with the Raiders.
Yep, I can see that. I'm going the Broncos because it's really hard to play in the Mile High. And the Broncos have been a solid team. I just think they're better stability. They're better ran than the Raiders are. Raiders are having all types of problems. Like it's a chaos in Las Vegas right now. That's why I'm taking the Broncos. It should be a good game, good divisional game, but I'm taking the Broncos. I think they're a better defensive team and have a better offensive line, which will help them a lot.
Yeah, I'd definitely have the Raiders this week if it wasn't for Gruden being fired or quitting, whatever. But I don't know. I just think I watched the press conference of Derek Carr talking about how it was a big loss for him. So I really think that the team's just on a downward spiral at this point. It's not going to be a pretty season after losing their coach, personally.
Well, I think all of us are expecting Dallas to put up a lot of points in this one. I could probably speak for all of us. That's why we're going with the Cowboys here, because the Patriots are kind of inconsistent scoring-wise. And this Dallas team has really shocked us all. After week 1, they could be 5-0 right now. They could have beat Tampa. They just unfortunately lost it in the last 2 minutes. And this Cowboys team, is definitely a top 3 team in the NFC right now. And I expect them to just keep the ball rolling here and get to 5-1 and take a huge division lead already.
Yeah, agreed. Definitely agreed with that. Like, I think if you just look at this matchup, 3.5 point favorite is really low. Patriots can't score on offense, and the Cowboys, that's all they do is score. So I think this is a really bad matchup for the Patriots, and the Cowboys should take care of business.
Yeah, I don't think this will be very pretty. I like the Cowboys a lot this year. I think they're going to be a really good team in the playoffs. And, yeah, I can't see the Patriots putting many points up against this Cowboys team.
Sunday Night Football. We got the Steelers and the Seahawks. This is an unbiased pick. So if you're betting money on the games, go with the Steelers.
Sure it is.
Go with the Steelers in this one. I mean, they looked really good last week. Obviously, they're still not one of those good. They're a mediocre team at best, but the Steelers excel against backup quarterbacks, and the Seahawks have a bad offensive line. I think it's just a nightmare matchup for the Seahawks, especially at Sunday Night Football and at home. I think it's a bad matchup for the Seahawks, and the Steelers should get it done.
See, this is where you're going wrong. You're just all Steelers because you're biased. You said you're not biased, but you're
not biased.
And Geno Smith is going to have the game of his life and torch the Steelers team. Everyone in Seattle, I've been watching shows all day where everyone in Seattle loves Geno Smith. He could have went other places to back up, but he chooses every year to keep re-signing in Seattle because they took him in as a real Seahawk player, not just the backup QB. And now he finally gets his chance to show what he's got. And I think if DK plays, like he's questionable right now, but I think he'll play. And if he plays, I think DK and Geno are going to really have a great game and torch Minkah Fitzpatrick. And he's going to maybe get his ankles broke once. It could be a bad game for him, but I think Seahawks will win this one.
Yeah, I got Seahawks because honestly, Geno played pretty well last week, other than that one pick. But it was not really his fault. It was just a bad play in general. The Steelers have a good defense, and I think the Seahawks definitely have the better offense. With Ben Roethlisberger out there, he's washed up. Can't expect anything from him, and I think the Seahawks have get a win because the Rams honestly their defense didn't look that good against Geno. So I think Geno can do it.
So for our last game in the Monday night capper, we got the Bills and the Titans, which might be the best game of the week. You never know. Monday Night Football. We're all going with the
Monday
Bills.
night game though.
Right, 100%. Well, yeah, probably. We all got the Bills in this one. The Bills have looked unstoppable after week one, after that big loss to the Steelers. Now that was a fluke. If they played again, it's a blowout. But the Bills have looked really good, and that offense is clicking. The defense is clicking. Really good start to the year. And Titans just haven't looked great yet. You got to prove me here that you can stick with the Bills. That's why I'm going with the Bills.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Josh Allen, looks like a top 3 QB MVP candidate this year. And even Stephon Diggs isn't even having like monster numbers. That's how good he's doing. He doesn't just have to rely on Diggs. But, Bills, I'm going with Bills here just because I feel like it'd be wrong to not take them here because they're just really hot right now.
Yeah, the Bills have been rolling through teams, and Titans really haven't been looking that good. So I'm definitely going the Bills here. I don't even think it'll be close, to be honest with you. Titans defense is just too bad.
All right, so that's all the games this week. Brandon, best of luck. Thanks for joining us. It was fun having you, man.
Yep.
If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Till next time, Bench Buddies are out. Peace.
She never called back.